welcome back to Fluttering Butterflies. My name is Michelle, and for today's video I'd really like to do a short, non-spoiler review of Grasshopper Jungle by Andrew Smith, which I read recently and really enjoyed. Now, I had heard about Grasshopper Jungle a lot last year. Loads of people had really interesting things to say about it. The reason that I picked it up is because I recently read an anthology edited by Mallory Blackman called Love Hurts, and it's talking about love in different ways. And included in that anthology was a short extract from Grasshopper Jungle in which it was talking about this main character that we have called Austin, and he ends up sharing with us in this anthology his first kiss. And one of the kisses is with his girlfriend, who he's madly in love with, and the other is with his best friend Robbie. And I really liked that extract. It gave me a bit of a clue into the writing style of this book, as well as some of the characters and some of the things that will be happening. And it was a really good introduction into Grasshopper Jungle, and it really, like, as I said, it is the reason that I did eventually download it onto my Kindle and read it. Now, I'm really glad that I did. The reason that I picked up Grasshopper Jungle is because I'm really interested in reading and celebrating and supporting LGBTYA this year. It's one of my really big passions to read more diversely and to talk more about diversity in books, including different sexualities. And I really haven't seen that many books that deal with bisexual characters. And I really like that idea, and I wish that it is something that is explored more within young adult fiction. So, I mean, that is the reason that I picked it up. But of course, that is not what this whole story is about. So I've mentioned a little bit already. The main character is this 16-year-old boy called Austin, and he's kind of a historian in a way. He really wants to jot down all of the main historical details, both with his family history. I mean, his great-great-grandparents are Polish, and he talks a bit about their journey from Poland into the United States and all the different things that occur and relationships and things. And I really enjoyed this aspect of his story. I found it to be really interesting. Okay, so Austin is a teenage boy. He's 16. He lives in this small town called Ealing in Iowa, and he is very, very horny, and there's a lot of times in which he tells us some minor detail, and I thought, as I was reading, it was really amusing to me, actually, to see how many different times he says that, you know, this and this and this makes me horny, because I felt like it was quite realistic description of a 16-year-old boy. Things that Austin is describing in this story is not only the detail of his family history and also his sort of struggles between his confusing feelings with his girlfriend and his best friend, but also he's like writing down the actual events that are happening that facilitate the end of the world, because unknowingly Robbie and Austin have unleashed a plague upon this small town, on their community, and it spreads throughout the United States. Austin's voice felt very unique and original, and I really enjoy reading something that feels completely different than anything else that I've read before. While I enjoyed the science fiction sort of aspect of it, I really liked all of the historical detail and hearing about the different things happening at the same time. And while I did enjoy a story like Grasshopper Jungle, in which there is a character dealing with his own sexuality, but that isn't the focus of the story. The focus of the story is on the end of the world, and this just sort of happens at the same time. I really, really enjoyed those things, but there are some problems that I have with the story. One of them is the repetition. There are things that Austin repeats again and again and again and again, and that did get irritating. And my other sort of issue about the book is that I felt like Shan's character, Austin's girlfriend, didn't really get enough like page time. I feel like her character and her development isn't seen as strongly as Austin's and Robbie's, and I really wanted more for Shan's character. I wanted her to have more of a storyline, to have more of a voice and more agency in her own life. I wanted her to be more of a three-dimensional character. But still, that being said, I did enjoy Grasshopper Jungle quite a lot, and despite it being quite a chunky book, I really flew through it pretty quickly. Have you read this book? Are you considering reading it? Let me know your thoughts on it. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.